I think the bot is dead, so let's do a manual countdown here. There we go. Let's make a better one for later. Everybody's asleep, including the classic Tetris bot at this time. Wait, what happened? Oh, okay. Alright, we'll have a restart. Myles, you can top out. Triss's mum just came home. Just as the match was starting, so I'm gonna do a restart. Yeah, this is what happens when you play during the day. If it was at night time, Triss's mum would be asleep, and then we wouldn't have this problem. That's why you play at 4 AM in the morning. That's Alright, we will do we can do a better countdown this time. So I guess both players are still ready. And we'll do an improved countdown. There you go. With a exclamation mark I added there. Isn't that amazing? Let me try to see if we can get some more hand here. That didn't quite work. There we go. You can see all of it's kind of like a claw grip that you would have on a controller, but on a keyboard. It's kind of interesting. It looks uncomfortable, but that's why I'm not a high for Tafo, because it's always uncomfortable. How far can we go? And Myles, he's rolling. So do we want to see Myles rolling, or do we want to see his face? I think his face is probably more interesting. I'm going to rework this scene so I can get both in at some point. Everybody's seen a roller before. It's like it's just hitting the back of the controller. It's nothing interesting. It kind of was at first. It still is if they've got a weird grip, but Myles has a very conventional grip, so it's not that interesting. He's kind of got it between his legs today, but I think that's kind of different, because usually it's anchored like on the leg and not between the legs. Does Thailand even have a prime minister? I thought it was still like under military control for like the last 10 years. Or at least, you know, by proxy. That's sad. They had a prime minister, but then, you know, they chased them out of the country. Rip ads. Can get an ad blocker for Twitch, believe it or not, called video ad block for Twitch. works in both Chrome and Firefox. Pretty cool. Doesn't work on mobile though, that's the problem. I should do a score check, I guess, but both players are... oh, Tris missed an adjustment there with the square and the J. It's going to cost an extra burn or two, but nothing serious. 389 for Tris and 355 for Myles. Should we fix Tris's stencil while we're at it as well? Might as well. Myles getting up kind of high. We'll do it before transition. Wait, is it? Okay. Oh shit, there's synced. Oh, that wasn't me, my bad. Don't yell at me, don't yell at me. There we go. Hey, I'm tired, it's 4 PM. Alright. How did I not notice when I did that? Always change the link before you show the source. And then I actually moved it off stencil because it was already on stencil. There we go. Kind of. Tris transitions at 5:33. Myles is about to transition with a not a perfect board at 5:71. I have the most scuffed streams on this channel for some reason. I did fix the Chrome issue I was having the other day though. Now I'm creating my own problems. Tris is really in need of a long bar here. Does not get it. And that's just unfortunate. The Tris with that board tops out at 564 and Myles will take game number 1. Myles missed the T-spin there. It's probably only going to cost 1 burn, but it's kind of also cost him a healthy board. It doesn't really matter too much when you're... Oh my god, he missed the 5, or not even the 5, the 4 tap on the square there. Somehow 3 tapped it. And I think sometimes rollers just go to sleep on 18, because as soon as they get on 19, they don't miss that kind of thing. Doesn't seem like it anyway. But they're sort of resting until they get to the transition. Tris is kind of getting up a little high here, but sorting it out. Tris is actually in a better position in the standings than Myles, so Myles' season is basically it's over in terms of prize money or relegation. He's just kind of camping in the middle. Perfectly standard Division 1 player Myles now. So I guess you can't be the standard anymore unless there's an even amount of matches, which there is not. Monday evening. I guess it is in New Zealand. It's like it's at 8 o'clock at night there, where Poopy is. These time zones, man. We need to just do them all in UTC with a disclaimer. And Tris once again getting up sort of high there, but gets the long bar this time. 211 for Tris, 288 for Myles. And yeah, Myles would be, oh dear. Myles just, I think, was he pushing down there or not? No, I don't think he was pushing down. I think he just missed the 4 tap again, this time to the right with a long bar. So it's kind of looking dangerous now for Myles, and that square tap, or square roll, sorry, to the left of that spire was very dicey, but gets it over and survives that little bit of drama. So trying to get the perfect transfer line doesn't come soon enough, and we'll have to take a double. 411 for Myles, 320 for Tris. So yeah, Myles, I don't know what's going on there for him. It doesn't. It's kind of rare that you see rollers miss 4 because they have 4 fingers. It's the 5 rolls that you usually see them missing. So it could just be that he's inputting an entry delay or something like that. Tris barely getting that long bar over. Transition approaching, so both players kind of need to clean this up. Bit of a suffer game for Tris. Myles still with a reasonably strong pace here. About 100,000 ahead in pace. Messing up thumb pressure can also do very scary things. Yeah, I don't know how rolling works. And I don't really want to. I mean, I don't want to learn how to roll. I guess I probably should know how it works. Both players transition. Just caught up a little bit here, but he's ahead in lines. 50,000 points behind and 6 lines ahead. So has closed the pace gap a little bit, but Myles still in a commanding position here in game number 2. Are you asking me, Poopy? There's no situation here. Well, other than having a tyrant as a leader, but there isn't really any restrictions here yet. It's kind of the same situation as New Zealand, I think. Yeah, having a same the same thing. Oh, Myles. Oh dear, he's kind of getting out of this though. It's just a very high right side and very line dependent. Even for a roller here, he'd want to... Oh, no, he doesn't need a line yet. There we go. And almost 4 taps it. You saw the last second adjustment there. I think he might have realized that he missed that one. Or just kind of spammed it and gets it over. That was like an Elp roll there, you know, like it stopped and then it started again. A little bit faster than Elp, but it was a similar kind of cadence to the roll there by Myles. Tris has been closing the gap ever so slightly more, but Myles still in the lead. 9.05 for Myles, 8.89 for Tris. Tris still 7 lines ahead. Myles again misses a roll, this time to the left, and this one is much more sketchy. Needs the line, gets another Tetris, but he's going to be digging if he even survives this for quite some time, and a wrong burn there. I think he thought that was going to burn at least a single just to buy him some time, but then it didn't. And Myles is looking like he's about to top out here, but Tris needs to somehow fashion this board into a Tetris well. He's going for it, and he needs like another 11,000 points here. And he gets another Tetris with no burns remaining, and Tris somehow, what the heck? With 2 Tetrises and no burns, that was unbelievably clutch, halfway up the screen. And Tris taking a well-deserved game number 2 there. And Myles creating a little bit of a situation here. Decides to take the safety burns, and it's a smart choice. And meanwhile, Tris, not with a perfect board either, a lot safer, but not really Tetris ready, so it's not going to really build too much of a lead. Is it 76,000? Myles 36, so 40,000 point lead for Tris from all of that early burning there from Myles, but he's back on track now. And Myles have to be a little bit rattled after what happened last game. Really all he had to do was not top out, but he got up too high. And it doesn't matter if you're a roller or a tapper, if you get up that high, bad things happen. Good morning, Somalian. This is the time of the day we get all the degens in here. Oh, why are you even still awake? Somalian is Somalian East Coast too, right? I actually have no idea. But you know, at least the West Coast, you can kind of pass it off as being somewhat well adjusted. I don't know, like being awake at, yeah, Somalian is East Coast. I've been on the straight and narrow for a couple of weeks. Haven't been awake at 4 AM at all for weeks. It's about to fall apart, but I've been, you know, holding it together for quite some time. And Tris 356, Myles 321. Make that 379 for Tris, so what was that, 58,000 point lead? That was a little bit too precise, but they were at the same line count, so there's a slightly different stereotype for that in this country, Poopy. But I thought it was that was more of a 90s thing in the UK. I thought they'd moved on. It's like when everybody was oh, Tris. Oh my. Getting up very high here, but does manage to burn pieces and stay alive. That was looking pretty dicey. But kind of kept his cool. And transition right around the corner here. A really good pace this time for Tris, unlike last game. So, and that post last game must have been pretty big considering the pace. This time is going to transition with not the best looking board there. Just got a run of bad pieces. And line dependent. Gets the line, gets the tap to the left. Just one more good piece of Myles. What happened? Myles is going to top out. And I didn't see what happened, but Tris is going to take game number 4. I think Myles might have 4-tapped to the left again. And then got shrouded. So Tris going up 2 games to 1 here. With that strong pace. The thumb pressure is all whack today. Yeah. I guess rolling is kind of more like DAS, you know, like some days you just don't have it. Some days I just don't have DAS control at all, and then other days I do. And seems like rollers kind of have the same problem. Yeah, exactly. Imagine. You can still lose a whole chunk of ELO though. If anybody still cares about ELO. I care about future ELO. Like, the current ELO I don't care about, but then the match record's still going to apply when they finally fix the formula so it makes sense. But the current ELO, it doesn't mean anything to me. But it will carry over to new ELO, so at some point. There's a lot of promises that have been made. And I'm sure they'll probably fulfill them at some point. Probably before. I think ELO is going to be fully functional and like in a database and have all these like bells and whistles before CTM has a fully functioning website. I'm gonna make that bet with myself. Yeah, ELO in Tetris is not ELO. It is some weird amalgam of things that is not ELO. It just calls itself that. It's more like the power ranking system. Like what was that guy's name? I've forgotten what his name was. He had a power ranking. I mean, it's slightly better than that, but it's not ELO in its current form. There's too many modifications to ELO for you to still call it ELO and keep a straight face. But maybe Glico will be coming at some point, and that'll fix everything. And then we won't call it. People will still call it ELO. Tris at 281, Myles at 221. And Tris doing a nice little T spin tuck there to get his board sorted, and actually didn't even burn a line in all of that. Incredible after the state of the board. That's kind of what separates these players in the higher divisions, is just the way they deal with misdrops, because misdrops kind of happen to everybody. Interestingly, not deciding to take that safety triple there is, or maybe it would have blocked the well and I just didn't see it. There was no Tetris there anyway. Tris does get it back to the right side. And it's at 410,000, Myles at 367 with a messy board. It's just a couple of pieces away though from transferring this back, and there he does it with a Tetris and a single. 392 for Myles. 2 Tetrises behind. And 30 lines from transition, so it's a pretty close match. Tris will be looking to close this out as quickly as possible and get the extra point, I guess, that's available. But this board right now for Tris is starting to fall apart, just getting all the wrong pieces. It's just a nightmare of pieces here, but is finding a way through. Still has 20 lines to get out of this. But just awful pieces there for Tris, and is going to succumb to them at 465 with that hang of the T. And Myles is, oh god, he's already topping out, but he's good. He has seen the score. Because yeah, Myles has school tomorrow, or today, I guess. I don't know if is school even back to being in person there, or is it just online and you just turn on Zoom at like 9 o'clock or something? Don't even have to be awake. I don't know Somalian, it's outrageous. Why would anybody be awake at this time? And Cheesy Fish is being the responsible, and he's not playing because it's a school night. So he's got his priorities in the right place. Unlike this unlike this bad example for the youth here, Myles Miller. Just up at all hours. It's not even that late where he is though, because he's like West Coast. Or is Myles Central? I don't even know. I think he might be in Mountain Time. Whatever that is. Because when you're in the mountains, you can actually, like, the sun is like up for longer because you're in the mountains, so you can see. But it's kind of funky when you think about it. I think that's how it works. But then also, it doesn't really justify having a different time zone, given that there are probably not that many cows or whatever the argument is in the mountains. Daylight saving arguments don't make any sense. Or like daylight in general arguments don't make any sense. Just wake up earlier. Doesn't matter what time it is on your clock. Myles continuing to miss drop, but he's continuing to get out of it. So he's chilling. 221, 222 for Tris. So they were pretty neck and neck there, but and Myles got a Tetris. Tetris is waiting for a long bar. And there he gets it in. Oh, Myles, what happened? Another miss drop, but he's stabilized the stack. And he should be able to get out of this relatively easily now. Just needs that L. There gets the L. And he reopens his right side. Does allow Tris to get out to a little bit of a lead though. It's maybe have a 2 Tetris pace lead here for Tris. And this awkward piece is kind of all around for both players. So I guess, you know, the way that they play that makes it awkward because they're trying to play more efficiently. And sometimes it works, sometimes it does not. And Myles, another miss drop. I didn't see the miss drop, but I saw the reaction. He's not happy with his thumb pressure right now on the controller. But he has once again stabilized his board, survives the little scare, and has a perfect transfer set up here. Gets the long bar, and Myles 388 gets another Tetris to go to 411. Tris at 423, but 8 lines behind, so a little bit over a 2 Tetris pace lead here. Provided Tris gets the Tetrises, which he sort of does there with a couple of burns. Tris 10 lines from transition. Myles 5 lines from transition, and a miss drop there for Tris. That's not what you want right now. It's now line dependent on both sides. Decides to take the Tetris first. and then sets up rather aggressively, but gets another long bar, so it works out. 546 for Tris, 487 for Myles. They are at the same line count, so it's a 60,000 point lead for Tris right now. And yeah, they're kind of trading misdrops, but they're also both getting out of it every time, so it's maybe a little bit of fatigue for both players. Already tired and going all the way to a decider, but now they just need to focus up for the next couple of minutes and drag this to kill screen, or beyond, I guess, if you're both players are capable of playing beyond kill screen. Saw some level 32, I think, from Tris his last match, and Myles obviously a roller, so you know he can just play forever, right? Theoretically, yet to see it, but it's in theory. Oh boy, Tris, they're not getting optimal pieces right now. He's dealing with it though, gets the well back open and gets a Tetris. 727 to 726. Tris with the 2-line pace advantage, I guess. But they are on the same score, so this is neck and neck. Tris's board right now, not ideal. Once again, Myles also with a hole in his stack, but it's much lower. And reopens it. So Myles now, is able to build a lead, but then he misdrops. So it's going to require some burning. Tris going aggressively here on row 2. Gets the Tetris. I mean, row 2's not too high, but the board was also kind of scary at the same time. And is trying to work out a way to stay efficient here. And Myles is not really staying efficient at all, and Tris is starting to get a lead, but Myles obviously a roller, and he's got a clean board. Tris trying to get every last Tetris out of this. 921 now for Tris, 888 for Myles. Myles has really going to have to burn into kill screen here and just do it on kill screen. He might go for a Tetris, but he needs 2 long bars, so I don't know if this is the strat. For Myles, 927 top out for Tris. And is this enough for Myles? Oh my god! I didn't think it was enough, but it is. You can't be serious. And just like what happened in game number 2, but the other way around, Myles just doing Tris dirty there with that last Tetris. I thought Myles had messed it up, but he knew, he did the math. And Myles takes the decider. Oh my god. Oh my god. Myles. That was insane. And Tris, if he just got one more burned line, he didn't know. Of course, it was going for the Tetris, and it looks like he kind of got the piece and then didn't make it over. Maybe he got it before he was ready.